Ember was no ordinary dragon. Fire, the customary lifeblood of her kind, remained foreign to her. Instead, she emanated a gentle, ethereal glow, a luminescence that pulsed from within. This radiant peculiarity set her apart, marking her as different, an anomaly in the world of dragons. Her scales, instead of bearing the fiery hues of her kin, shimmered with the deep emerald of the moss carpeting her home, Emerald Peaks. From hatching, Ember faced ridicule and fear. Other dragons scoffed at her inability to breathe fire, their scorn echoing through the caverns of their volcanic realm. They called her Glowworm, a name meant to diminish her, to highlight her perceived weakness. Their taunts stung, leaving her feeling like an outcast, a misfit in her own family. The other dragons avoided Ember. Her presence reminded them of their own vulnerability. They feared anything that deviated from the norm, anything that challenged their understanding of what it meant to be a dragon. Their fear morphed into cruelty, their taunts a constant reminder of her perceived inadequacy. Their rejection pushed her further into the comforting embrace of the bioluminescent moss caverns. The cavern became her sanctuary, a place where she could be herself, without judgment or fear. She spent her days exploring its labyrinthine tunnels, her glowing form illuminating the darkness. The moss responded to her presence, its glow intensifying, creating an intricate dance of light and shadow. The cavern pulsed with a life of its own, and Ember, bathed in its radiant glow, felt truly alive. But even in her sanctuary, Ember yearned for acceptance. She longed to soar through the skies alongside her brethren, to feel the wind beneath her wings and the warmth of the sun on her scales. She dreamed of a day when her difference would be celebrated, not scorned, when her light would be recognized as a strength, not a weakness. One fateful day, a shadow fell upon Emerald Peaks, darker and more menacing than any the dragons had ever seen. Cinder, a monstrous dragon consumed by his own fiery rage, descended upon their home. His eyes burned with destructive intent, his scales as black as obsidian, and his roar a symphony of destruction. His arrival heralded chaos, his fiery breath scorching the land, turning lush vegetation to ash. Panic gripped the hearts of the dragons. They had never faced such a formidable foe, their own flames paling in comparison to Cinder's all-consuming inferno. Fear paralyzed them, their fiery blasts mere flickers against Cinder's might. Their once proud roars were reduced to whimpers as they scattered before his wrath. Ember, witnessing the devastation from the safety of her cavern, felt a surge of protectiveness for her home, and surprisingly for the dragons who had scorned her. An audacious plan began to form in her mind, a glimmer of hope kindled by her unique connection to the luminescent moss. She realized that her light, the very essence that made her different, could be the key to defeating Cinder and saving her home. With newfound determination, Ember dove deep into the heart of the cavern. The luminescent moss responded to her urgency, its glow intensifying, pulsating with an energy that mirrored her own. She absorbed the light, feeling its power surge through her veins, amplifying her own luminescence. The cavern pulsed around her, a symphony of light echoing her resolve. She emerged from the cavern, a beacon in the encroaching darkness. Her glow, amplified by the moss, pierced the gloom, momentarily blinding Cinder. The other dragons, huddled in fear, looked up, astonished, as Ember, the outcast, the glowworm, became their beacon of hope. Cinder, momentarily stunned by the brilliance, roared in defiance. He lunged at Ember, his fiery breath aimed at incinerating the source of his discomfort. But Ember was ready. She met his attack head-on, her radiant energy clashing with his flames. The cavern, energized by Ember's courage, pulsed, channeling its power through her. The collision of light and fire erupted in a blinding flash, a shockwave that rippled through Emerald Peaks. When the light subsided, Cinder lay defeated, his flames extinguished, his obsidian scales dull and lifeless. Ember had won, her light pushing back the shadows, her courage a testament to the power of her unique gift. If you enjoyed Ember's journey, don't forget to subscribe and follow for more epic tales and adventures.